Hello everybody, it's your Prof. Trough. I was checking the Discord video suggestion tab. This looked pretty interesting. History's most mischievous French celebrity. It looks like an animation style thing. Dope. History, animation. What can you not like, right? Let's go.
If we've learned anything from the 1990s masterpiece Home Alone, it's that we can't resist the story of a troublemaking rascal. Now take Kevin and give him tits, a rapier, and an unquenchable thirst.
Bro, you could have stopped at the second thing you gave Kevin, okay? I am sold. No need to give him anything more. Titties is enough. For like 90% of population, pretty sure.
For adultery, and you've got the rough foundation of Julie d'Aubigny, known professionally as La Maupin. This 17th century French icon lived life to the fullest, screwing enough dudes and dames to challenge Pepe Le Pew's reign as most.
Listen, nowadays it's pretty. It's kind of cool among the little kiddies, right? The hip population to go around and screw people. Y'all need to remember something. In the 17th centuries, they did not have condoms. You know, that was not invented yet. So she probably has all the diseases, like all of them. And that hip.
Her tale of extraordinary and impetuous adventures provides ample evidence, contrary to the popular belief that all Frenchmen are baguette-eating, poodle-walking pussies. So today, we'll explore her colorful life and why she needed to be personally pardoned by the King of France.
Wow.
Twice.
Of course, he's Louise.
Growing up, Julie's father was in charge of training Louis XIV's pages, training he also brought home to his daughter. While to most dads, the idea of quality bonding time may be playing games, going on a walk, having a picnic, her dad went and taught her the art of combat instead. Having grown up and trained alongside boys her whole life, it should be no surprise that she knew her way around more than one kind of shaft. She became a master of seduction, but fathers skilled with deadly weapons often use said weapons to chase off potential suitors. Hi, I'm here to pick up Julie. But deep down, Julie knew that all she needed to do to please her father was pick.
But now you gotta repair the door. That does not seem like a smart idea. Now you have to repair the door.
The right man. So she fucked his boss. At just 14 years old, Julie became the mistress of the Count of Armagnac.
17th century. Times were different back there, okay?
The one man her dad couldn't refuse. To mask the affair, he arranged for her to marry some tax-collecting beta. But soon, Julie became too much for the Count to handle, so he ended the affair. Naturally, Julie responded by running off with a new lover, a traveling swordsman. Why settle for Cyril Figgis when you could have Inigo Montoya? Traveling the French countryside, Julie made her living by performing as a traveling singer/fencer, while dressed in men's clothing. Having been
at the same time?
Trained from a young age by a fencing master, she basically had maxed out the one-handed skill tree, in more ways than one, and was so skilled that onlookers were often in disbelief of her identity. No woman can have this skill. This is clearly a man. Oh yeah, motherfucker? We'll take it.
Show us the... Listen, I know she's gonna show the titties, but let's be honest, we live in the 21st century. Everybody can have titties, okay? Yes, you can have titties. It's not even that expensive anymore. I'm pretty sure there's like some home operations. Okay.
Don't at these rockin' knockers, you French fuck. But Julie soon became bored with her.
She's French as well. That doesn't work.
With men in general. So she went on to seduce a local merchant's daughter. The girl's parents weren't all too thrilled about this. It's safe.
Hey, she's going through all them tags. I'm down for it. God's wrath against homos. What exactly is the rat there?
To say you didn't see too many rainbow flags in early modern France. So her parents turned to the cure-all solution available to 17th century Frenchmen.
Chop the balls?
Religion! Her parents shipped her off to a convent to keep them apart, and to learn her some Jesus.
Wait a second, wait a goddamn second. You just caught your daughter screwing women, so you put her in a place full of women. Hey.
But not even God could smother Julie's sex drive, so she joined the convent herself and began hooking up with her beloved right under the big man's nose.
Who could have seen
Shortly after
that
her arrival,
coming?
one of the nuns died. So, naturally, Julie dug...
And she did see a lot of coming, right? Wait, what did you say?
...the big man's nose. Shortly after her arrival, one of the nuns died. So, naturally, Julie dug up the body, threw it in her lover's room, and burned the place down before the pair ran off in the confusion to freedom. You know, as one does. And now, they finally found themselves together at last. Until 3 months later, when Julie became bored of the girl and dumped her back at her parents' house. This little stunt earned Julie a death sentence in absentia. So, she turned to boy toy numero...
I got one question for this. We haven't even finished. Okay, we're past halfway point of the video, but why is there no movie about this? France, come on. Come on, France.
Uno, who used his influence to convince King
Three
Louis XIV to pardon
who?
her. So what will she do with her newly found freedom? How about join the opera? Fuck it. As Julie was making her way to Paris, one man dropped history's
I thought you were supposed to be fat to join the opera. Huh.
most stellar pickup line. I've listened to your chirping, but now tell me of your plumage. With what was basically the 17th century equivalent of nice legs, what time do they open? Julie wasn't taken by this master of seduction, and she drew her sword. She dueled the man and his two stewards at the same time, driving her sword straight through his shoulder. She actually felt bad about this later on, so she visited her victim in his recovery bed and hooked up with him anyway. So at the end of the day, they both got stabbed. Yeah. Paris was the heart of showbiz in France, and much like its modern-day counterpart Hollywood, Julie shanked and shagged her way to the top. One day, she was attending a royal ball where she spent her time talking up some eye candy, which didn't roll over well for three of the woman's admirers. So Julie, recognizing their discomfort, apologized for her advances and promptly left the party.
She challenged them to a duel. 100%.
Yeah, no, she took us a shit out of her in full view of the royal family.
Blasphemy! You disrespect the king and all of France with your heretical display. I challenge you to a duel.
Oi!
Swain, I challenge you to a duel.
Actually, I love
Stab him.
gays. Dueling was outlawed at the time, but this clusterfuck entertained Louis XIV so much that he pardoned Julie for the second time in her life. A life that was just getting started, by the way. This all happened when she was still a teenager.
I was gonna ask, how old is this bitch? She was 40 when she was hooking up with a dude in the BDSM dungeon.
So next time you think you're hot shit, just remember this girl had won double-digit duels and fucked her way out of a death sentence by the time you bought your first Club Penguin igloo. Anyway, even though she was pardoned, tensions were high, so she had to escape town, running off to Brussels. There, she was a mistress.
And she was a woman. You know what that means at the 17th century? Like, you are below the dog. The family dog was above you, right? I'm pretty sure that's... Hey, I've studied history for like a week.
Again, before returning to Paris and finally reconnecting with her husband.
Ugh.
Oh, did you forget? Yeah, she was married throughout all of this. You can probably imagine how well that conversation went down. Apparently pretty well. They lived peacefully together for the rest of their days.
Really?
So, in conclusion,
she fucked more women than him.
Has earned her permanent entry in the book of history's most badass persons with their tales of duels, seduction, and all sorts of mischief. Actually, I can't think of a downside.
Yeah.
Well, other than being French, so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
7 out of 10 stars.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This was insane. I can't believe she survived. How do you survive through all that shit? To live to an old life. That doesn't happen. That's a good ending. Stories are not supposed to have good endings. Well, that was awesome. Anyway, that was by a channel called Bluejay, who we're just subscribing to and liking. This was dope. Hope y'all enjoyed this little history about badass French people. You probably haven't heard too many of those. I'm joking. Hey, French, I love y'all. Anyway, have a nice day, everybody. Bye-bye.